I often pondered, what is it that truly makes a difference in our lives? What is that key element that ignites a transformation, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary? And time again, one principle stands out. It's the idea of taking ownership, of acting like you own it in every aspect of our life. Let me share a story with you. There was once a young person, much like many of you, standing on the precipice of their life, filled with dreams, aspirations, and a heart full of passion. But like many of us, they found themselves adrift, caught in the current of life's endless possibilities, yet unsure of which direction to take. It wasn't until they were given a small project, something that might seem inconsequential to the outside world, that everything changed. This project wasn't just a task. It was a test of dedication, of commitment, of ownership. They dove in, not just to complete the task, but to own it, to make it a reflection of their highest potential. And the outcome, it surpassed everyone's expectations, including their own. This project became a turning point, not because of its scale or its visibility, but because of the shift it created within them. They realized the power of acting like they owned it, taking full responsibility, not just for the task at hand, but for the vision they held for their life. This brings us to our theme today, act like you own it. It's a simple concept, yet profound in its impact. Ownership mentality isn't just about taking responsibility for our actions and decisions. It's about embracing our role in shaping the outcomes of our lives, both personally and professionally. It's about moving beyond mere participation and stepping into a role of leadership in our own lives, taking charge with confidence and conviction, right? Now, I want to turn this over to you. Reflect for a moment on a time when you took full responsibility for a project or a challenge. What was the outcome? How did it feel to truly own that moment, that task, that challenge? Did it change the way you approached other aspects of your life? This reflection isn't just about recognizing our successes. It's about understanding the transformative power of ownership and how it can elevate every action we take. Keep this principle in mind, whether we're discussing strategies for personal growth, pathways to professional success, or the everyday choices we make. Remember that at the heart of it all is the power to own our decisions, our actions, and our lives. By acting like we own it, we unlock a level of commitment, engagement, and passion that can truly change the course of our destiny. When we talk about ownership, it's easy to conjure images of tangible assets. Homes, cars, perhaps a cherished piece of jewelry. But the essence of true ownership extends far beyond the physical. It's about embracing the full spectrum of our actions, decisions, and their resulting consequences. To own something in this broader, more profound sense is to weave it into the very fabric of our being, making it a part of our identity and our legacy. Ownership is the bridge between responsibility and empowerment. It's acknowledging that we are the architects of our destiny, the authors of our life story. This level of personal accountability is not just a pillar of success. It's the foundation of fulfillment. It's about standing firm in the face of challenges, not as a victim of circumstances, but as a force of change, a catalyst for progress. Bring this concept to life with some real examples. Consider the story of a teacher who transformed a struggling classroom into a thriving community of learners. This transformation wasn't the result of new policies or additional resources, but stemmed from the teacher's decision to take full ownership of the classroom's culture and environment. They invested personal time to understand each student's unique needs and aspirations, fostering a sense of belonging and mutual respect. The outcome was a testament to the power of ownership in creating positive change, not just within the walls of that classroom, but in the lives of each student who walked through its doors. Or think about the entrepreneur who, against all odds, turned a simple idea into a thriving business. This journey was marked by setbacks and challenges, yet at every step the entrepreneur took ownership of both successes and failures. This unwavering commitment to their vision and values turned obstacles into stepping stones, paving the way for a future they dared to imagine. Right? Now, reflect on your own life. Where could taking ownership make a significant difference? Is it in your personal development, your career, or perhaps in your relationships? Imagine the impact of adopting an ownership mentality in these areas. It's not about being in control of every variable. It's about being accountable for your role in the narrative, for the energy and intent you bring to every situation. Taking ownership is a choice, a commitment to excellence that elevates our contribution and enriches our experience of life. It's about being proactive, not reactive, about creating, not waiting. This choice, this commitment is within reach for each of us right here, right now. Challenge ourselves to embody this principle in every aspect of our lives. Act like we own it, not because we seek control, but because we aspire to make a difference, to lead with purpose, and to live with passion. In doing so, we not only transform our own lives, but inspire those around us to do the same. One of the most significant transformations we can undergo is the shift from a passive to an active mindset. This isn't about simply reacting to the world around us, but about taking the reins and steering our lives with purpose and intention. It's about viewing each challenge, not as a barrier, but as a stepping stone, an opportunity for growth and learning. To cultivate this ownership mindset, we must begin with clarity. Setting clear, achievable goals is the first step. It's akin to plotting our course on a map before embarking on a voyage. These goals become our North Star, guiding us through the fog of daily distractions and helping us focus on what truly matters. Next, we must embrace decisiveness. Making decisions assertively, even in the face of uncertainty, is a hallmark of ownership. It's about trusting our judgment and being willing to stand by our choices. This doesn't mean we'll always make the right decision, but it does mean we're always moving forward, learning and growing from each experience. And speaking of learning, talk about failures. In cultivating an ownership mindset, our perspective on failure shifts dramatically. Rather than seeing it as a setback, we view it as critical feedback, an invaluable learning tool that informs our next steps. This reframe turns our failures into lessons, propelling us closer to our goals with each misstep. Right? Now, I want you to pause for a moment. Reflect on your life and ask yourself, in which areas could an ownership mindset make the most significant impact? Is it in pursuing a dream that you've shelved for too long? Or perhaps in mending a relationship that's drifted? Maybe it's in your professional life, where taking initiative could open new doors of opportunity. By asking ourselves these questions, we begin to see the vast potential that an ownership mindset holds. It's not just about achieving specific goals. It's about transforming the very essence of how we live, work, and relate to others. It's about moving from the sidelines of our lives into the role of the main actor, directing our story with confidence and courage. Cultivating this mindset requires practice and perseverance. It's a daily commitment to choose action over inaction, growth over comfort. It's about waking up each day and saying, I own my life, my decisions, and my destiny. Remember to be kind to ourselves. The shift to an ownership mindset is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when we falter, when the weight of our responsibilities feels overwhelming. In these moments, remind ourselves of the progress we've made and the power we hold to shape our lives. Take one small step towards cultivating an ownership mindset. Identify one area of your life where you've been passive and commit to one action that signifies taking ownership. It could be as simple as setting a goal, making a decision you've been putting off, or taking a leap of faith towards a dream. By taking these steps, we not only change the trajectory of our lives, but also become beacons of inspiration for those around us. Our actions, fueled by an ownership mindset, have the power to uplift, motivate, and encourage others to embrace their own potential. Taking responsibility is akin to picking up the pen and writing your own story. It's a powerful act, one that empowers individuals not just to dream of change, but to become the architects of that change. Responsibility is the soil from which the seeds of our goals and aspirations grow. It's not just about acknowledging our role in our successes and failures. It's about embracing our capacity to influence the outcome of our lives. The transition from a victim mentality to one of ownership and responsibility is transformative. A victim mentality traps us in a state of passivity where we see ourselves as helpless spectators of our own lives. It's a mindset that saps our power, leaving us at the mercy of circumstances. In stark contrast, taking responsibility places us in the driver's seat. It's a declaration that while we may not control every aspect of our lives, we always have a choice in how we respond to our circumstances. I will explain to you with a small story that illustrates this transformation. There was once an individual who felt trapped by their circumstances. They blamed the economy, their upbringing, even their luck for their lack of success. However, a chance encounter led them to a realization. The only thing they hadn't tried was taking full responsibility for their life. From that moment, they began to make changes, small at first, but increasingly significant. They started a business using their challenges as fuel to drive them forward. Today, they stand as a testament to the power of responsibility, not just as a successful entrepreneur, but as an inspiration to others. Another story that comes to mind is that of a young woman who faced unimaginable adversity. Faced with a life-altering diagnosis, she could have succumbed to despair. Instead, she took responsibility for her health and well-being, dedicating herself to research, treatment, and advocacy. Her journey was not easy, but her resolve led to remarkable recovery and a newfound purpose in helping others navigate similar challenges. Her story is a powerful reminder that taking responsibility for our health and happiness can lead to profound healing and growth. Right? Now, I ask you to reflect on your own life. Where have you felt like a victim of your circumstances? More importantly, how can you shift to a mindset of responsibility? Remember, this shift isn't about assigning blame, especially to yourself. It's about empowering yourself to make choices that align with your values and aspirations. Taking responsibility is a journey, one that requires courage, honesty, and persistence. It's about recognizing that every decision, every action, and every reaction shapes the course of our lives. This realization is liberating, for it means that we are not just passive observers, but active participants in our destiny. As we embrace responsibility, we unlock our potential to create meaningful change, both in our lives and in the world around us. We learn that our greatest challenges often hold the key to our greatest achievements. By taking responsibility, we turn obstacles into opportunities, adversity into advantage. See responsibility not as a burden, but as a gift. It is the gift of freedom, the freedom to create, change, and grow. It is the key to unlocking our true potential and achieving our highest desires. So take up the mantle of responsibility with pride and purpose, knowing that in doing so, we are paving the way for a future of limitless possibilities. Act like we own it, because really we do. The concept of ownership extends far beyond the mere possession of roles and titles. It's a mindset, a way of being that permeates every decision, action, and interaction. This ownership mentality transforms leaders from mere managers of tasks to visionary architects of culture and success. It's about leaders taking full responsibility for the outcomes of their teams and organizations, inspiring every member to do the same. Imagine a leader who embodies this principle. They don't just assign tasks and expect results. They immerse themselves in the mission, working alongside their team, guiding and nurturing growth. This leader understands that true leadership is not about wielding power, but about empowering others. The impact of such leadership is profound. It creates an environment where challenges are met with enthusiasm, where failures are seen as opportunities for learning, and where success is a shared triumph. But how do we cultivate this culture of ownership within teams and organizations? It begins with trust. A leader must trust their team members, giving them the autonomy to take charge of their work and the space to innovate and experiment. This trust is not blind, but built on a foundation of clear expectations, open communication, and mutual respect. Another key strategy is to lead by example. Leaders who demonstrate an ownership mentality in their actions set a powerful example for their teams. They show that taking responsibility, embracing challenges, and pursuing excellence are not just expected, but valued. This kind of leadership inspires team members to adopt the same approach, fostering a culture of accountability and engagement. Recognition plays a crucial role as well. Acknowledging and celebrating the contributions and achievements of team members reinforces the importance of taking ownership. It sends a clear message that each person's effort and initiative are crucial to the team's success and are recognized by the organization. Right? Now, pause for a moment and reflect. How could adopting an ownership mentality transform your approach to leadership and teamwork? Imagine the possibilities when every member of your team, inspired by your example, takes full responsibility for their contributions. Think of the innovation that could be unleashed, the problems that could be solved, and the goals that could be achieved. Leadership with an ownership mentality is about more than achieving short-term goals. It's about building a legacy of excellence, integrity, and empowerment. It's about creating organizations where people are inspired to give their best, not just because of what they can get in return, but because they truly care about the mission and each other. As leaders, we have the opportunity to shape the future, not just of our organizations, but of the people who make them great. By leading with an ownership mentality, we can unlock the full potential of our teams, foster a culture of accountability and excellence, and achieve success that is both meaningful and sustainable. Embracing ownership isn't just a fleeting decision. It's a commitment to weaving this principle into the very fabric of our daily lives. It's about rising each morning with a resolve not only to navigate the day ahead, but to shape it actively, to make conscious choices that reflect our deepest values and aspirations. Imagine starting each day, not with a sense of obligation to the tasks at hand, but with a feeling of ownership over your actions, decisions, and their ripple effects in the world around you. Integrating ownership into daily life begins with mindfulness. It's about pausing before each decision, each action, to ask, is this reflective of who I am and who I wish to become? It's deciding to respond rather than react, to choose actions aligned with your goals and values, even in the face of adversity. This daily practice transforms not only the individual decisions we make, but the trajectory of our lives. Right? The long-term benefits of living with an ownership mentality are profound. On a personal level, it cultivates a deep sense of self-efficacy, the belief in our ability to influence outcomes and achieve goals. This belief is the bedrock of resilience, empowering us to face challenges with a can-do attitude, to see setbacks as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. In our relationships, taking ownership fosters trust and respect. When we own our actions and their impacts, we build stronger, more authentic connections. We become better listeners, more compassionate partners, and friends who act with integrity and empathy. In the professional realm, an ownership mentality sets us apart. It's the difference between merely doing a job and making a meaningful contribution. It leads to innovation, as taking ownership often means seeking out new solutions, pushing boundaries, and not being afraid to fail in the pursuit of excellence. So, how do we start? How do we take this principle of ownership and make it a living, breathing part of our daily existence? The answer lies in taking one specific step, one deliberate action towards embracing ownership in our lives. Okay? Identify an area in your life where taking more ownership could make a difference. It can be as simple as owning your morning routine, setting out your intentions for the day with purpose and clarity. This may mean choosing to respond to moments of challenge with patience and understanding rather than frustration or anger. Perhaps it's owning your professional development, setting a goal to learn a new skill, or deepening your knowledge in a particular area. Once you've identified this area, commit to one specific, actionable step you can take to embody an ownership mentality. It doesn't have to be grand or earth-shattering. It simply needs to be intentional, a choice that signifies your commitment to living with purpose and agency. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress, about making a conscious choice each day to live in alignment with your values and goals. It's about acknowledging that while we may not control every aspect of our lives, we always have a choice in how we respond to the world around us. Just consider the power of ownership, not just as a concept, but as a lifestyle. Consider how this mindset can profoundly affect your personal growth, your relationships, and your professional success. And remember, the journey to a lifetime of ownership begins with a single step. What will happen to you? Take a moment to reflect on the journey we have embarked on together today. We explored the essence of ownership, unraveled its layers, and discovered its transformative power. Not just as a strategy for success, but as a principle of life. We've explored how taking ownership is a profound act of empowerment, enabling us to become architects of our destiny, catalysts for change, and leaders in our own right. We learned that an ownership mentality extends far beyond the confines of personal achievement. It's about nurturing relationships, inspiring teams, and contributing to a legacy that transcends our individual lives. But perhaps most importantly, we recognize that ownership is a choice, a commitment to live with intention, purpose, and integrity. It's about facing each day with the courage to take responsibility for our actions, the resilience to persevere through challenges, and the wisdom to learn from every experience. Now, as we stand on the threshold of a new chapter, I invite you to take this principle of ownership and weave it into the fabric of your daily life. Imagine the possibilities that await when you act like you own it, when you approach every decision, every challenge, and every opportunity with a sense of purpose and responsibility. So here is my call to action for you. Choose one area of your life where you can begin to practice ownership today. It might be as simple as owning your morning routine, or as significant as taking responsibility for a relationship or career goal. Whatever it is, make a commitment to yourself to approach it with an ownership mentality, to give it your all, and to learn from the experience. One final reflection question. How will adopting an ownership mindset shape your future? Consider its impact on your personal growth, your relationships, and your contribution to the world. Remember, the journey to ownership is not a destination, but a continuous journey of growth, learning, and self-discovery. It's a path marked by challenges. Yes, but also by incredible opportunities for transformation and achievement. May the principle of ownership inspire you to reach new heights, to lead with courage and compassion, and to live a life that truly reflects who you are and who you aspire to be. Go forth and act like we own it, for in doing so, we unlock the full potential of our lives.